You are asleep right now. Deeply asleep. Your eyes are moving, your muscles are limp, and for the next few seconds, you cannot see, hear, or defend yourself. That's not a metaphor, that's every human being, every night, for the last 300,000 years. And for almost that entire history, going fully unconscious at the same time as everyone around you was one of the fastest ways to die. Which is why, across 20 straight nights of tracking a hunter-gatherer group, researchers found something remarkable: the entire group was asleep at the same moment for a grand total of 18 minutes. That's it. For the other 99.8% of every single night, somebody, always somebody, was lying awake in the dark. So here's the question nobody asks: what if lying awake at 3 a.m. isn't your brain malfunctioning? What if it's your brain doing exactly the one job it was built to never stop doing? Researchers studying the Hadza of Tanzania, one of the last groups on Earth still living closer to how humans lived for most of our existence, used movement trackers to measure this directly. At almost any given moment during the night, a median of 8 people were awake or lightly asleep at the same time. Nobody assigned this. There was no schedule, no leader saying you're on watch tonight. Their bodies did it automatically, staggering wakefulness across the group like it was running on a rotation none of them had ever agreed to out loud. Which means somewhere 40,000 years ago, some poor guy woke up at 3 a.m., realized he was the one naturally alert tonight, and had to lie there wide awake, staring into a pitch-black forest, with absolutely zero chance of blaming it on caffeine. So what were they actually doing, wide awake, while everyone else slept? Picture it. The fires burned down to embers. Everyone around you is asleep, actually asleep, breathing slow, defenseless. And you're not. Your eyes are open in the dark, and every sound outside that small circle of light means something. A snapped branch could be wind. It could be a leopard testing the edge of the camp. Researchers studying these same communities found lion and hyena tracks passing within meters of sleeping sites, some mornings, close enough to step over the ashes of last night's fire. You are, for this hour, the only thing standing between your entire family and whatever is circling out there. Nobody assigned you this job. Your body just decided, tonight, it's you. And here's what's strange: this wasn't agony. It wasn't a punishment shift. People awake during this window would talk quietly, low enough not to wake the group, just enough to make the dark feel smaller. This unplanned, rotating vigilance may be one of the oldest reasons humans survived the night at all, not because any one person was strong enough to fight off a predator alone, but because the group, as a whole, was never fully asleep. Ever. And here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you: this pattern didn't disappear when humans left the wild. Historian Roger Ekirch spent 20 years digging through court depositions, diaries, and medical texts from medieval and early modern Europe and found the exact same rhythm, hiding in plain sight. People didn't sleep in one block. They had a first sleep, woke naturally in the middle of the night for an hour or more, and called that gap the watch, a real, named, expected part of every single night. They used it to pray, talk, have sex, tend the fire, even steal apples from a neighbor's orchard. Then they went back down for a second sleep until morning. This wasn't rare. Ekirch found it in Homer, in Chaucer, in Dickens, in legal records from a 9-year-old girl in 1699 who casually mentioned waking from her first sleep like it was nothing unusual at all, because it wasn't. So somewhere around the Industrial Revolution, humanity collectively decided the watch was a bug instead of a feature, switched off the streetlights of the soul, and rebranded 300,000 years of normal human biology as sleep maintenance insomnia. Whoever was on watch that night would be so vindicated right now. Here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you: your brain is working against you at exactly the hour you need it least. While you sleep, your prefrontal cortex, the part that keeps your fears in perspective, goes quiet. Your amygdala, the part that generates fear, does not. One study found a single bad night of sleep can spike its reactivity by roughly 60%, which means at 3 a.m., the rational part of your brain has clocked out, and the panic button is working a double shift, completely unsupervised. And this is exactly why the same 3 a.m. feels so different depending on whether you're alone. Your ancestors' watch was never a solo mission, it worked because the person lying awake could hear other people breathing. The Hadza data confirms it: someone was awake almost the entire night, every night, but always inside a group, never outside of it. Which means the silence in an empty house at 3 a.m. isn't just quiet. It's a silence your body has never once, in 300,000 years, been designed to sit in alone. So the next time you're wide awake at 3 a.m., staring at a ceiling instead of a cave roof, listening to a silence that used to mean lions, understand what's actually happening. You haven't broken. You're not malfunctioning. You are, for a few minutes, the last living copy of a job that kept an entire species alive. Every human who ever lived long enough to have descendants came from a line of people who woke up in the dark, listened, and decided it was safe to go back to sleep. Tonight, so will you. The watch never actually ended. You just forgot you were still standing it.